Hey, scholars. All right, important question here. Do you like fireworks? I don't know about you, but I love fireworks, except sometimes they are so loud. Today, we're going to make our own fireworks, but this time they're going to be quiet and contained in one little cup. All you're going to need is a clear cup or jar, some water, some oil, and food coloring. If you don't have these materials, no big deal. Just follow along and check out all of the cool things that we are about to see. All right, now that you have your materials, or you're just watching, let's get to it. So, in my clear cup, I'm going to add my water first. Now, I'm going to fill it up about 2/3 of the way, and I'm gonna be super careful. I chose to do this in my kitchen because I know if I accidentally make a little mess, it'll be easy peasy to clean up. So I'm gonna carefully add my water, about 2/3 of the way. I think that looks good, right about there. Okay, I added my water. Our next step is to add oil. I'm using vegetable oil, but there's canola oil and so many other oils you could have. So whatever oil you have at home is fine too. The way. Now it is time to add oil. I went ahead and I just poured it in these 2 little cups just to make it easier. Plus, I didn't want my hand to slip and pour it a little extra on accident. So, when I add my oil, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think will happen? Do you think it'll mix? Maybe my water will change colors? All right, whatever you think is going to happen, just stick it right there in the back of your mind and watch what actually happens. I'm gonna add it in. Here's my first one. Ooh, I noticed there's a bunch of little bubbles, but I'm noticing something super specific. I'm noticing there's a layer. So, my water and oil did not mix. And that's because these 2 liquids, yes, they're both liquids, they can't mix because they have different densities. We're not gonna go too much into density today, but that is just a word to keep in your mind when we're thinking about combining water and oil and why they form these 2 separate layers. Okay, now is the fun part. I brought us just a little bit closer so that we could focus on what's supposed to be our fireworks. So I'm going to add food coloring. I'm going to pour it in at the top, and I'm just gonna do a few drops at a time here or there. What do you think is going to happen? I want you to watch super closely as I'm adding these drops. Your job is to observe and tell me what's happening. I'm gonna start with the red. I'm gonna add about 3 drops of red, a couple drops of blue. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm noticing they're just kind of sitting in the top. They're just sitting in that oil. Oh, okay, it's making its way to the bottom of this oil. Let me add some more. Okay, I got quite a few happening here. Oh, things are happening, guys. Things are happening. Added a lot of green. Okay. Let me start back over. Oh, and things are starting to happen. I'm gonna keep adding my colors. So my food coloring is slowly moving through the oil. Move it a little closer. Oh my goodness. It is moving. So slowly. Okay, let me move to the side so you can see super well. Okay. Look at how it is slowly making these little fireworks. I'm looking so closely at my food coloring drops in the oil, and I can see them. They're in these little bubbles just sitting there, and then they just make their way down. They're still going. I gotta think about like 6 more drops left. Wow. And they're bouncing up and down. Wow, the camera does not do it justice, but my goodness, this is so cool looking. I'm observing so closely. I'm noticing when my colors make its way down, when my colors make their way down, they're kind of starting to mix a little bit. Because we know water and food coloring, well, they can be stirred together. I can change my water any color I want. But I can still see these little beads of food coloring in my oil. Because food coloring and oil, they don't mix. But, my food coloring is able to slowly make its way down through the oil, and it is creating us these beautiful little fireworks. Scholars, this is something you can do at home. It's a fun way to have a little bit of fireworks any time of the year without any crazy loud noises. And it really is just a beautiful thing to watch. If you're able to do this experiment at home, as always, please take tons of pictures and videos. I would love to see what your fireworks end up looking